I had to tear myself away from my 3DS in order to actually get this battle narrated, but I told my opponent that I actually was going to narrate this, and I was like, you know what? Let's do it, because why not? Backstory behind this is there was one GameStop in our area, only one GameStop in the district that was actually gonna do a midnight for Pokemon. That was really loud too, and it was the one that I went to, and they were like, you know, or I went to it, I didn't actually get my copy of Pokemon because I pre-ordered somewhere else. I didn't feel like moving stuff around, but they decided, hey, you know, we're gonna do a tournament, and I was like, awesome, I love tournaments, let's do it, let's enter the thing. So I have basically Sun-Team.win, and then my opponent, who I actually recognize, this is from the finals game, by the way, I was like, you know what, well, I really doubt anybody's going to recognize my Sun-Team, so I might as well use it. It's solid, it's never done me wrong, except for in the face of Mamoswine, and I didn't really notice team preview or anything like that, but how many people honestly are just like, I'm going to run a Mamoswine on all my teams? That happens actually quite a lot on Showdown, but it doesn't really happen as much in real life, so outside of that, I don't really have a lot to fear. This man is real. Okay, did you see that first turn? Turn 1, he stayed in with a Scizor on a Victini. That's how you know, like, right off the bat, you are playing somebody that knows that stupid Victini is getting U-turn. But I tried to go for a Willow on the D-Knight. Turns out I don't get it on the first go, but it turns out I'm faster anyway, so I'm like, okay, I remember that I ran enough speed EVs to outspeed Jolly Mamo, which I'm assuming Mamo is a little bit faster, or basically on the same speed tier as D-Knight, so I was like, even with a positive speed D-Knight, I'm 90% positive I should be able to outspeed it and burn it, and that's basically all I'm really trying to accomplish here. So once I burn it, I can go into Donphan, basically force it out because it's not going to want to take an Ice Shard. I'll get a free turn of Rocks, assuming it's got some random-ass Surf or Grass Knot, what have you. I don't even know going on. But Breloom comes in, no team preview in Infrared once again, so I had no idea this thing was even around. It's a problem. I honestly don't know what I want to sleep. That's always the question that goes in everybody's head. What do I want asleep as the Breloom comes in? And I decide, you know what? I don't really see my opponent actually bringing in Rocks immediately. And this thing is actually pretty defensive. I can honestly just burn sleep turns against D-Knight, or maybe, I don't even know what else. But as long as D-Knight's in, I have a chance to wake up. And then I do have Venusaur, which is a pretty damn solid, well, I guess I could call it a counter, as long as it's in the sun. So I can take some Bullet Seed. I don't know what it is lately, but when I've been fighting Breloom, it always hits 5 times with Bullet Seed. It's a load of bullshit, but it gets to the point where I'm at like 66, 2/3 basically, and right here is also where I realize, oh my god, I am playing somebody that knows exactly what the hell they're doing, except that very easily could have been HP Fire instead of Sludge Bomb. That was a huge risk they took, now that I think about it, but they were thinking a little bit more basic, and the play definitely rewarded them. I don't know if they were expecting my Venusaur to have HP. I think, you know what? I think he saw it in an earlier game because he was asking me how it was going, and I think he saw me hit something with an HP Ice in an earlier game, so he knew I didn't have it. Or he knew I didn't have HP Fire, which I don't know if that knowledge was actually being used there, but if it wasn't, that was a pretty solid play, I would say so myself. So this is a Flame Orb Conkeldurr. These things are terrifying. It takes a certain special kind of character to decide, I'm going to manually activate the guts on this thing in order to just push your shit in. And honestly, I'm not seeing a weather user on my opponent's team, nor do I really see the room for one. So I figure we'll just sack it. I mean, it's really not that big a deal. That way I can just actually get the safe switch into something else. I decide, you know what, win button time, let's do it. So, bring in Victini, I can take any hit that Conkeldurr wants to throw my way, even a Mach Punch, and then just spam Sun Boosted V-Creates. Y'all know how it works. It's a nice little send-off to 5th gen just to be able to spam the Roman numeral for it all over the video. But, yeah, that's basically what happens. V-Create and V-Create and V-Creating for days, and then Alakazam comes in. Now, I don't really want to stay in on Alakazam at all, but my immediate instinct when I see Alakazam is, fuck, it's gonna be sashed. I don't know how I'm gonna break the sash, that kind of thing. And it turns out I'm honestly just looking to sack something so I can go back into Victini and then U-turn into something else. Probably Venusaur. I honestly don't know. And it turns out he has Grass Knot. This is probably in the stead of not having a good hidden power, because, you know, there's not a lot of people that use ace cards and all that stuff. In my area, people try to find alternatives, and he actually got away with the Grass Knot, so that was kind of cool. But he was giving me these looks like, because I kept saying Sash, it's Sash, I gotta break the Sash, and it turns out he's running Life Orb, which is also a respectable option, but I fear Focus Sash for a reason. It just ruins teams without Life Orb. Life Orb is so much overkill, but I get to U-turn out into this thing. I had not seen the Hydreigon beforehand, so it really kind of makes me regret taking prior damage on like Victini and Venusaur, because I may need them around. And then Kingdra is just not really going to be able to do much in this game, assuming it doesn't outspeed Breloom. I know it'll outspeed Scizor, but there's just really not a lot it can do. Now, what happened here? Oh yeah, I took a Draco, and I figure I might as well go for a reversal. It unfortunately does not kill the Scizor from this range, but then again, I'm expecting a Dugtrio to kill something with a non-super effective move. It does a really good amount, comes pretty close, and then he just bullet punches the rest of my 1 HP away. That's honestly fine by me, because I know he is more than likely locked into it. I can just go into Kingdra and just lock myself into a Choice Specs HP Fire. In hindsight, I could have been in a lot of trouble for making that play if he decided to go back into Hydreigon and just decide to start spamming Dragon Pulse or Dark Pulse from there. If he started spamming Dark Pulses, I don't know if my Victini would have been able to outspeed him, because I think I'm actually running an Adamant Victini. Not 100% on that. But Breloom comes in, and it turns out that he doesn't even try to go for a Spore. I'm pretty sure he would have been faster anyway, because I think I'm a Modest Kingdra? So if he was a Jolly Breloom, he could have outsped me and spored me, but he instead just tries to go for a Mach Punch. Does not take me out, and my reward is the Breloom is dead, and I no longer have to fear the priority Mach Punch coming off of anything. But then again, Victini and Venusaur don't really fear that to begin with. So as for a Dark Pulse right here, that's fine. I know my Venusaur is going to outspeed regardless 100% of the time, and I can just smack it with an HP Ice. I honestly didn't think this was gonna kill. I knew Haxorus was the one with the really shitty special defense, but like that thing was only at like 75%. I mean, I'm Life Orb, and I'm pretty sure I'm Modest, but still. And then Dragonite comes in, takes some Stealth Rock damage, and I think this is his last poke, so I'm just gonna go ahead and just HP Ice for the win. So I already like talked to the manager and everything after that. I was like, the prizes they were giving out, I already owned. Like, they were just little Pokemon promotional display things, and I was like, you already have these, so just whatever, it's fine. I just really wanted to play Pokemon with a lot of people, and now I get the chance to do that with X and Y. It's fantastic. But you meet new people with 3DS Street Pass and all that stuff. You talk about Pokemon, and it's honestly, I think this is the best thing to happen to the community, because it just lets you find more people in the area and talk to more people. And you couldn't really do that with 5th gen, because there wasn't really any kind of like Street Pass integration or anything like that. But now I have my DS on me. I'll Street Pass somebody randomly. I'll just be like, hey, you were playing Pokemon. That was pretty cool. Although it doesn't really happen literally like that, the possibilities are now open, and it's great. You make more friends, and it's wonderful, and it sounds really cheesy. I'm just so excited for this generation and everything it has to offer. I'm really enjoying my in-game run as well. But that's a different story for a different time. I'm sure I'll cover more about that stuff as we go along. But for now, that was a 5th gen battle. I honestly will be phasing these out of my channel. I'm not sure at what tempo at all. But if there is one, assuming like I don't get competitive pokes on my copy of Y quick enough, I'll still be doing 5th gen battles for a while. It all depends on who figures out like the quick way to get the Pokemon, the good Pokemon there quick. Otherwise, we're all just going to be waiting until December 27th when we transfer all the good shit over from our retail cards, or our ace cards to our retail cards to our XY, that whole thing. So for now, I do have these going on, and then it'll probably just be Showdown, TCG, that kind of thing. Anyways, that was another 5th gen battle. I'm surprised there will probably still be interest in this. I don't know really if anyone watched this, because you're all probably playing Pokemon. But if by some freak chance you did, you can definitely leave it a like rating, comment, and subscribe, and do your thing. I feel like I rambled for almost 10 minutes, and that's because it will be about 10 minutes like now. Okay, 10-minute video, really pointless. Goodbye.